Hello there, and welcome back, survivors, to some more ARK Survival Ascended. I'm back on my normal world, so no mods, or well, no building mods here. And I wanted to start working on like a modern, modern base, tech base, because I haven't really built anything with tech. I kind of want to play around with it a little bit. I was hoping to also use some custom cosmetics, but for some reason they seem not to be working at all right now. Not quite sure why that is, or how to fix them. Well, I know how to use them, but yeah, there's just nothing showing up. Might be because of the problems with mods in general right now, although most of that seemed to be fixed. But yeah, for some reason, it's not working. So we'll just focus on building with whatever is available right now. And then we can hopefully change it around, because I was hoping to use the clear glass windows custom cosmetics to at least have some very nice windows. All right, let me jump into creative. And leave my rhino right here. And I was thinking of building this modern base right over here on this cliff side, because it's a pretty cool spot here on the south of the map. Pretty beautiful views. It's actually also where I built my very first starter home. This was where I survived the first nights in ARK. So I feel like it feels very right to do one of the last builds we'll do on the island right here where the starter base used to be. I feel like that's very fitting. We're gonna do a slight upgrade with some tech and stuff like that. I think we can hopefully do some pretty cool stuff. So first off, let's just check. I haven't been here in a while, so I don't think there is anything that I really find important, because otherwise I would probably have missed it by now. But, I mean, I guess it can't hurt to look around. There's some decent resources here. But there are some decent bullets, actually. Might want to take those. Yeah, the rest is nothing too crazy. Nothing too special. Really? Has to start raining right away. Okay, well, there we go. Let's do the thing. Let's get rid of the foundation. Oh, looks like nothing's changed. There we go. There goes the house. There goes the starter base. I think we're going to get rid of this as well for now, because we will need plenty of space for a nice, big, modern base. I've got a couple of ideas in my head already for this thing. Oh my god, the trees instantly came back. That's kind of very abrupt. Yeah, so I think what I will do is have like an A-frame in the middle and then have two bigger side buildings. But yeah, in order to do that, we need to get started. So probably we're gonna use some greenhouse stuff, because we'll need some windows. So we'll definitely get those. We might use some metal as well. You never know. We'll see what we want to use from these, but definitely we want to use some tech, because we can finally do that. So it feels like the right time to maybe build something with tech. Okay. I think that will be enough to get us started. Yeah, so what I was thinking is we have the A-frame, but how big does the A-frame need to be? That is the main question. Let's see. Let's pretend this will be like the middle. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to both sides. Is that big enough? Maybe we'll add a little bit of extra. 1 extra there. Maybe let's do 2s. This would already be quite big, I think, if you make this into an A-frame. Kind of, let's see how high would this go. About that high, I guess. Because of the way the steepness in ARK works, it's actually not that high. I think that is the middle right now. Let's check. We kind of have to start with the A-frame shape because a lot of the size of the build will depend on getting this right. Okay, please let me just place whatever I want to. There we go. So that's quite a big A-frame, but the idea would be to basically have a layer underneath where we could park dinos. And then we have like the actual build that we'll use from the A-frame for interior would be up there. And then all of a sudden, it's not so big. The question is this high enough? Three walls high, basically. Is that high enough for our house? And is the remaining area that we have here, is that big enough? I don't know. I'm not sure. What we could do, I guess, is if we extend this even more. We'll see how high this goes. Oh, basically twice as high, I guess. Or too high, not twice as high. Yeah. I feel like 3 high is a decent size. Let's see that with gates. Like, how high is a normal gate? That's like 3 high, right? Yeah. So that fits like decently sized dinos. I feel like that would be big enough. I don't think I would actually use a gate, but just as a way to see how big it is, that would be nice. Hello there. Welcome in, Ruben. Welcome in. Life's pretty good. Life is pretty good. Yeah, I think we definitely don't want to make it bigger than this, because if we do it any higher, the A-frame, this would be a crazy big build. For sure. The only thing that we really need to worry about now is that if yeah, if I want to build it like this, I have to have a layer of these foundations. And I think ideally, do we want to have this all floored in? Or do we just have this be one with nature so that you don't have any of the glitching into the floor? I don't know. Also, it will be quite difficult to do this full floor if it's this hilly. Okay. For now, let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically 8 is 1/2. So 16 will be the entire length that we'll need. That's a pretty long ass build. Okay. So, do we want it to be full full foundations? Or do we integrate it into nature? That is the question. And how far back does it go? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? I feel like that's already pretty big. Fly mode activated. Yeah. Now this is fully natural, of course. I feel like this would be far enough back. I don't think we necessarily need it to be further back. Okay, so this would be 4, 6, yes, 7, 8. Then we have 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's a decently sized build we'll get. Let's see if we can actually make this entire foundation. I think we can actually manage this without running into landscape problems, which is quite... Oh no, we might run into problems there. Oh. Oof, it's just one that we can't place. I feel like we can get away with that. Okay. Do we fill this all in? I guess we do, right? Or do I make the ramp first so I know the shape a little bit? God damn it. Okay, we need to go a little bit further. I think one more. That should be all right. Yeah, you don't do odd numbers in ARK. That's the one thing I had to learn not to do when starting to build on this. Because otherwise the roof won't line up. Okay, this is definitely a huge A-frame. Which is fine. Okay, so we would have 3 levels and then we would want... Yeah, because then that makes it already a lot smaller. Like having this as the living area And then this is just for basically dinos. Wait, this is 4 high though. So we could also do it 3 high. Maybe 4 high is a good size. Yeah, this is going to be way bigger. This is just the middle part of the building. It's going to have 2 side wings, basically. The A-frame is just the middle part of the build. This is going to be huge. This is going to be a tech mansion. Very modern tech mansion. To end this map with. Build on the corpse of my little starter shack. We'll have the biggest tech mansion, just to show the difference of where we started and where we're at right now. Okay, there we go. We'll have to definitely get rid of a bunch of these plants because they're all sticking through. And these trees as well, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a big ass square right now. But that's fine. We can work with that, I think. I think we can work with that. I kind of need a hatchet to get rid of the tree. Because it won't get rid of itself. We'll want to get rid of this as well. I mean, we kind of also want to have a sickle, I guess. Okay. We can get rid of all the plants sticking through. Okay, that's not too bad. I wish they would just go away instantly when you place down foundations. Oh god. Don't make a hole in my tech. There we go. I'm gonna have all the fiber in the world after this. Yeah, I kind of want to keep it as much around the outside as I can. Because it's kind of nice to have some plants growing around the base. Why does it have to hit down? There we go. Can you please not shit on my platform? Yeah, I think this is just the world. I don't think we can get rid of that. Okay. We can do this. So far, so good. We're almost cleared out. Without any weird overgrowth. There we go. Maybe this one. Perfect. Oh no, actually it's not perfect. There's something right here in the middle. Now it's done. Okay. So we have this as a starting platform. That's quite big. But that's fine. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point of this base. It should be quite big. Okay, for now we're going mostly to just lay out the shape that we'll work with, just to make it a little bit easier to kind of see, okay, you know, what we want. Because as I said, the A-frame part is just like the middle of the build. I want to have a wing on both sides. We want to basically make the perfect base. Everything that we need should be in this base. And I'm mainly going to use tech, but if we want to change some materials out because it looks better to have like some wood in there as contrast, you know, we'll definitely use that if we need to. And I had hoped to use some custom cosmetics as well, but yeah, they are broken for me right now. So I can't use them, unfortunately. There we go, we filled in that. Probably want to fill in this bottom edge as well. There we go. And then probably want to fill in the like floor. I think it was probably a good decision of adding in the whole tech foundation, because now I can just build here. And otherwise we had to, you know, struggle with adding pillars in and stuff like that. So I guess at least this layer as well needs to be filled in like this. Okay. Definitely pick this up. So that would be the floor inside for this living quarter. And as I said, I might use some different textures, because I could imagine if this is like the living quarters, which it very well might be, that you would want maybe like more of a wooden floor ceiling instead, so that you have a little bit more cozy feeling. Okay, so we want to have a wing to the right, and definitely also a build to the left. I think this side is going to be smaller, basically, because of the limited amount of space, I guess. Although we could extend it, I guess. But then we need to find a good way to do that without having like pillars going crazy. Because it could be cool to have a little bit of an overhang, I guess, on the side. But yeah, we definitely don't want to have pillars going everywhere, because that would be kind of weird. And then on this side, we'll make a little extension. I think that will mostly be like a platform. We definitely want to have a platform where you can land like a rhino. Something like that. You want to basically have a helicopter pad on the side. And then this main part is for your bigger tames. I think I'm gonna just mostly keep this open, actually. You can just walk in. Park them inside. And then leave them be. We'll probably have some cryo fridge and stuff going on as well. Make it basically the garage of the whole build. Okay. That means that one extension is going to be on here. And this is probably going to be the lower extension, I would say. Since it's gonna mostly be the like the landing pad, But I guess you would always want to be able to link it up with the house. For sure. Okay. So, do we want to have it also in foundations? So maybe like this. Oh, these dinos are gonna be quite annoying, aren't they? Okay, so I could have it like this. This would be a 4 wide addition. Could actually have it 5 because it doesn't necessarily need to be even anymore because it's not gonna have a pointy roof. And I guess we could make it go back further. But then, yeah, we kind of would lose a little bit of ground. How much space do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like that might be a good number. But we're definitely running into the hill there, which isn't necessarily a problem, because what we could easily do is just raise this whole floor up. There we go. That could easily work. Oh god, now I'm gonna trap it inside. It's gonna be there forever. I'm gonna have to kill it. Sorry, trike. Yeah, so this would be high enough. So we just have raised it a little bit. Should be fine. Connect it to the main build. So the real floor, I guess, would be this. The other one is a fake floor. Okay. Do we like the shape of that? I think we do. I think that's a fair shape. We can definitely make a helipad on top of this. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. And to be fair, we're probably going to also add an overlap on here. So we're going to extend it at least by 1 on each side. Okay, so this would be the foundation for this. We'll have to figure out eventually the way to connect it all up. But that will be fine. I feel like I almost want to make this look a little bit more like supported. You know, instead of just being these very thin floating sheets. So we would do something like this, and then we would have the overhang to the outside. Probably, oh god. Probably would want to add that in as well. Oh, we got more visitors in our garage already. Okay, so we'd have something like this. Yeah, I think definitely having the little beam makes it feel more properly supported instead of just floating around. And then we could even add in like proper supports, as in like we could do this. And then have another layer of those walls. I think that would actually be quite nice. So having some structural beams, basically. There we go. Yeah, that I feel like that makes sense. This might already be, you know, adding too many details too early, but I like the look of this. Because now it looks like this could actually support it, especially if the main house is the top part. It otherwise might be too floaty, you know. And then we could probably add some more supports, but I'm not going to do that yet because I might, you know, maybe we add 1 or 2 more layers to the back and then we have to adjust it again. So for now, we're going to keep it because we know the front is going to be like this. The only addition we might make on the front is like having a platform stick out so that you could also easily land flies there if we want to do that. Depends on how big, how grand we're going to go. Hello there. Welcome in. Okay, let's see. So this side piece of the building, I think I want to have a lot of glass. And this is why I really wanted to use the custom cosmetics, because there's like the very clear glass texture. But it's not working for me right now. Hopefully it will work again at some point. So I think for now, everywhere where we want to have glass windows, we're just going to have to stick with the good old greenhouse texture, which isn't great because you can't actually see through it, but it's gonna have to do. But I think we definitely want to have mostly like windows on this build. I'm doing good. How about you? Is this big enough? Yeah, probably is, to be honest, because if I make it too big, how I'm ever gonna use it? This is not good. So yeah, this will be like a side building. And this will be 3 high, I think. 3 high would actually already fit, because then it would line up with the main build over there. So I think for now we're just gonna fill it in. As I said, usually what I do is I start building very plainly. So I just start making the shapes that I want for a build. And then as we go on, we start adding in more details and more, things that we need, like doors or whatever. Especially if you're building creative, of course, that's a little bit easier. But even with the new build system, I feel like you can more easily pick up like a wall and change it into a door or whatever, without being punished for it. Okay, so yeah, this would definitely be much better with proper windows, but until we have the custom cosmetics working again, unfortunately can't do that without them. So yeah, we'll have to make it look like this for now. But yeah, that's definitely the right height, I feel like. The main thing is now that we need to figure out a way to detail this build. Like make it look more modern, more interesting. Probably add some like lines to it or something like that. Let's see. So you got the tech wall. So what could be a way to do that would be adding like this. So this kind of layer around the build. Is that the kind of look that we're going for? Again, now I'm using mostly tech, but I might switch out materials if I think, oh, this would look way better if it's a different material. And of course, we can also start painting things. Because, for example, if you make that black, that might already look a lot more like a modern building. Yeah, the main problem will probably come when you reach this place. Because we can't really do that any other way than this. Which might be fine. We might be able to work with that. But I kind of feel like we want to maybe extend this a little bit. Something like that, maybe. Because then what I probably would do is have like another line of this going on down here. Just to add some interest to the build. You know, some extra shape. Adding in this could work. Yeah, I can see this working. So we'll go all the way around. These animations go crazy. Oh, we do not have any foundation for this. That's kind of weird. Guess we can add a little pillar in the corner no one will ever notice. Okay, then we actually also need to fill in the bottom layer of this. Like so. Again, I'm now using tech, but I think most of this you could easily exchange for metal and make it look equally as good. Yeah, I think that's a nice basis for this shape. Definitely wanna fill in this as well. Probably easier to do this before I close it all off. Yeah, we'll see about how we fix those overlaps to the inside. I think we'll be easily able to work with those. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a nice amount of detail to it. So it's all filled in right now. And then most likely I would just extend this to be full window for now. Again, that might change depending on being able to use the custom cosmetics to have like clear glass walls. I don't know if those are available for sloped glass walls as well. but I don't have... Well, I have the custom cosmetics. They just don't work right now. All right, let's make it a little bit more light. There we go. So we can see more easily what we're working with. Yeah, because this would be a lot better if this would be like a clear glass wall. Very, very modern looking. I think custom cosmetics might just be broken right now with everything going on with the mods, or it might just be my client that just doesn't want them to work right now. We'll see, we'll figure it out. Okay. Kind of want to see if I would be able to do something like this. Having like an extra beam of support. Because I'm pretty sure that I can't go any further that way. Kind of breaks up the line as well a little bit, so that might be a nice addition. Kind of like that so far. Oh, we're not allowed to place that. Very interesting. We are allowed to place this. Could that be... Oh no, there is a foundation there. Okay. Wait a minute. So I'm allowed to place this, but I can't place this corner? What if I do... What if we have those? That is the difference. That's kind of weird, but we'll take it, I guess. Because now I still can't do these. So I think we'll probably still have to get rid of these. I'll get rid of this as well because you'll be able to see. So I guess we fill in this roof. And we'll have this small edge around to continue the little detail we're adding around the building. Yeah, but I definitely think I like this extra line in there as well. It adds to the modern feeling of the build. We might want to work more with these lines. They definitely add a lot. And for sure I want to be painting some of these to either black or maybe white. We'll see what works. But I think playing around with some color for the tech things so that we can make them look like different materials, that could definitely work in our favor here to turn this into like a very nice build. So we'll just fill in this little edge all around because I think that definitely adds a little bit of much needed shape to this otherwise very bland build. I feel like that is the thing about making more modern builds, is like the shapes are usually quite easy. Like you have the big A-frame, which is just making a triangle with your blocks, and then now I'm basically just adding a square to that, which is not very difficult to do. But in order to make it look good and make it interesting, you want to start adding in some of these lines, some of these little details to make it look slightly more interesting. Yeah, so basically this edge that we're creating also is kind of like the wall, I suppose, for this roof. And again, I think this whole side will be partially also like a landing platform for like a rhino, because it's nice and big. And we'll make sure to provide access to the living quarters, which will be in the top of the A-frame. And we'll try to connect it up to whatever is going to be inside here and to the garage. And then on the other side, we'll have another wing for the build. And that will probably house the storage and the crafting systems, I would assume. I think that is a pretty logical way to divide it. Okay, well, get rid of this one. So I guess this side could be more of the dino related business. And then this would be storage and or crafting stuff. And then up here would be living stuff, and this would be parking for dinos. I feel like that works. Yeah, definitely like this line. Okay, let's fill in this. There we go. Oh, that was already filled in. Nice. Okay, well, I guess then all we need to do is fill in the top layer of this. And of course, we also need to implement all the tech stuff, because there's some big machines like the replicator, the teleporter, stuff like that. I think all of those we want to integrate into this tech mansion. Feels like that's kind of the point of the build. That's not the one. We want this number. There we go. The funny thing is about where I'm building this right now, this is forever going to be marked on my map as starter base. And this is no longer a starter base for sure. Okay. That's off to a good start, I think. Yeah, I kind of want to create this line on the other side of the build as well. And I think up to this point, we're also still official friendly. Not sure if we can keep it that way. Could we add... I guess you could add in this line going down like this. I think I like that. I guess I instantly made it not official friendly, but you could leave this out and still have the pretty much the same design. I just think adding in this little line to the inside of the build as well adds in a little bit more of this shape, and it feels more supported now for the little overhang we have. Yeah. Definitely looking nice. And then, because now from the inside, yeah, you have those beams a little bit. That looks quite nice. All right. That's a good start to this build so far. It's It's looking nice. Okay, so I guess then on this side we can just fill in the ceiling for now. Because this is then just gonna be the normal ceiling. Let's get rid of that. There we go. We definitely also want to add in some plants at some point as well to make it have some green around. Because it's going to be very metal so far. So I think for the inside, at least for this living portion, we're definitely going to use a little bit more wood structures as well to bring in a little bit more of that homely feel. All right, I think this is a nice basis for where we can build the helipad. We could even have like a big H somewhere over there, and then I feel like we're probably gonna add like a little side part for this build as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think we can probably make a little extension for this. I feel like a double door makes the most sense there. Okay. So we fill in the roof. And then we probably want to have this little edge around as well. Yeah, we're gonna have to have this as well, of course, to fully integrate it to the roof. There we go. So yeah, that should line up with where the normal roof is gonna be. I think it makes sense to have this. Then this is probably gonna be glass. This might be glass. I don't know. And then probably gonna do this normally. We could potentially also actually have a little bit of a glass ceiling here as well. You know, to get a little bit of more light into the build. I feel like that makes sense. And then we could have... Yeah, and then maybe we'll have a little window there as well. Alright. That finishes, well, that finishes the basics for one side. That's already looking quite nice, in my opinion. Then I think for the front here, we're definitely going to want to use just as much glass, especially if we keep in mind that as soon as the custom cosmetics work again, we'll fill this all in and make it actually see-through glass. There we go. Yeah, because now it's such a shame that we do not have that by default. I mean, we kind of have with the custom cosmetics they added themselves, but they don't work for me right now because this is definitely not as nice of the view that you want to enjoy that you could normally have. All right. I think what you would probably do is have like secret walls to hide away these little inconsistencies and be able to use the space if you wanted to, but not see it all the time because, yeah, basically it's also easier to have some flat walls to work with. Okay, and then what I would probably do is I would have some wooden ceilings. Just to add in a little bit more warmth for this floor. Because this is going to basically the home part. And this feels a lot more homey than having everything be tech. We'll have to see about how we do that for the details underneath. Because underneath it might be kind of random that there's now wood above you. There we go. And we could even extend it to also make this wood, I guess. All right, let's see. I think one thing we definitely want to add in as well is these bits that we did on the other side as well. Oh wait, we didn't do it all the way to the top. Wait, what did I do over here? I guess it does make more sense to have those continue. Although the glass does look nicer. So for now we'll keep that. Because I kind of think you can't even see through, so you don't really see that's the storage part basically. Alright. There we go. A little bit overgrown here, but that's fine. There we go. We'll continue this like so, having some nice support. There we go. Wait. That's definitely not what we want. There we go. Okay, so ideally we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right over here would actually be the middle again. So it might make sense to have this support beam also being in the middle of this garage. All the way like that. You know, just to add some extra support. Some extra detail. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Feel like it only makes sense to add a little bit more support. Because otherwise it's also just a very big, boring room until there's actually some dinos parked here. There we go. That actually looks quite nice. And then we definitely know we want to extend this. And we also know that we want to extend it to this side. All right. Well, we definitely will fill this in as well. And most likely we'll fill all this in normally as well. We might add a little bit of windows, I don't know. Depends on the buildings, I guess. So in theory, we could add like a little bit of window here as well. If we wanted some lights. Because we would fill in this. And could probably do the exact same here. And then this is probably where I would have stairs going in. So this would be the entrance. Yeah, we'll figure something out in a little bit. But yeah, having windows here might be very nice to get some more light into this place. It's not a lot because it's on the shady side, I guess, but at least there is a little light that could come in. Yeah, I'm really already liking the look of this build so far. I mean, just looking at it like this, it's definitely close to what I had in mind of the shape and the look of the build. From down here, it definitely looks a little strange that we have a wooden ceiling there, but I do like the change in color. So maybe all we need to do is basically have these beams go through. Because that's over there. It's over here. Maybe that's all we really need to make it make sense. Yeah, I think that actually already does clear it up mostly. That makes a lot more sense already to me. Yeah, I think that makes quite some sense. All right, I'm gonna be right back. So just wait a second. I'll probably put on the be right back screen because otherwise it will be very random just looking at this. Or maybe I just do be right back. No, probably this is the best. So I'll be back in a sec. Hello, welcome back, welcome back. Okay. There we go. This is what we have so far. I think it's definitely coming together the way I had envisioned a little bit, which is good. Always nice when the plan you have in your head, in your mind, works out in the build as well. I don't think we can do the whole second wing in the same stream as well, unfortunately. That would just be a lot of extra work again. But we do need to figure out the way we integrate this part with this side wing. Because this is going to be focused on the dinos, I think. Like this would be where you park dinos. So it feels like it makes sense to maybe have the hatchery somewhere here. Maybe we have... What else do we need? Like, yeah, we definitely want to have AC somewhere here. But I don't know if we want to have that just in this room. Or maybe we do want to have that inside here. I feel like it makes sense to have it inside. Let's also actually check how much of the tech stuff we want. I mean, I guess the force field... That's optional. We don't really need it, but we could integrate it at some point. The transmitter, I feel like that would be a very interesting one to integrate at some point as well. Let's see, what else? Big machinery. The replicator is probably the biggest thing that we need to... But I feel like the replicator goes into the other wing, which is the crafting side. Storage is also the crafting side, obviously. So I don't think there's actually that much that we need on this side. I guess the tech trough. The generator... No, that's probably going to be more central, so that it actually powers everything. So I guess this is just going to be probably where we have like the cryo fridge, stuff like that. Feels like it makes more sense to have two stairs going in, right? And I'm not sure if it makes more sense to have these walls like this, or maybe close it off a little bit. I don't know. Because now there's no doors, obviously. But if we want doors, we'd have to do something like this. Or what we could actually do I guess we could have a tech gate in there. I guess we could do this. And definitely on this side it works out very well. We could even remove these as well if we wanted to. Yeah, the main question is, do we just fill this in with all metal? Or maybe fill it in like this. I don't know. Could be. I guess that could work. You know, that does look alright, and then we could fill in the last bit with another tech one. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely a good option. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Having a nice tech gate in there. I love the textures of these gates anyway, so might be nice to have one in there. Yeah, well, I was gonna say, let's see how it looks from the outside, but we don't have the actual proper window, so we can't really see that much. But I think we'll probably go for this. Now, in theory, we could add a gate to here as well if we want to exit from here. Well, I don't think we need that necessarily. So we'll decide on those things if we start doing a little bit more of the decoration, I suppose. Let's see. I feel like I might want to do something like this, because I think that might look a little nicer. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. So we'll do that on the other side as well. Yeah, that makes more sense in my head. Looks a little bit nicer. So the only thing here, of course, we have a little of these overlapping things down there, which we might want to change around. Yeah, we might want to add in some railings there. That makes sense. Again, I feel like almost we just want to have some of these walls going on there. Makes a little bit more sense. Also easier to hide away instantly those little weird bits that we had. There we go. Yeah, I feel like that makes more sense. All right, that's a pretty good start, I'd say. I like the look of this. It almost feels like you could have your spaceship come in here and dock inside. But instead of spaceships, it's gonna be dinosaurs, which also pretty cool. And then over here, obviously, we have this room and space for a nice helipad. So probably we'd have that over here. We could actually see, let's metal ceiling. You could have like a little H in here, I guess. What we could also do is, where would we have the teleport? I feel like it makes most sense to have the teleport inside of the hangar, so that if you transfer with dinos, those would transfer with you. Now, you could definitely have a big one very easily in here, but since on my server or my friends, in survival, we've only used the medium one so far. I'll probably use that in the designs just so that I can easily transport back and forth. Because when we finish the build, I definitely want to have some dinos parked in here. But yeah, I feel like you would probably line it up somewhere around there. Okay, well, that would actually be quite difficult, I guess, to make it line up all the way with the exact middle. Which would be this. This would be the exact middle. Of course, instantly, you're gonna shove me away from where I need to be. If you shove me again, I'm gonna have to kill you. So please do not. Ah, it's almost right. Almost. Alright, well, I'll probably do that later, to be honest. I don't know if you would even want it exactly in the middle, because that might actually be more in the way than having it to one side. And if we do end up making like an extension to the platform, to the outside, you might actually want to have it on there, so you can also easily fly onto it. Having said that, pretty sure we could have an easy extension, because if I do this, I can have three more. Wait, actually. Just to see what it would look like if I would... I could support it all the way into the mountain like this. Without needing any pillars, which could be kind of cool. I'm sure there's a design that we could use somewhere in there. Actually, might give that a go. So that's gone. This is now floating for some reason. Okay, let's see. Maybe that is what we can still do. Trying to make a little extension to the front here. See what we can make it look like. I guess it's already missing out on some parts. Which isn't ideal, I guess. There we go. Okay, let's see if we could make this look nice. it's decent overlap. Okay, there we go. Very easy. And then probably we do something like this. Okay, I can't fit any things in there, unfortunately. I guess I could fill that one in. But that's about it. That does look nicely supported though. And we could or should then add in one over here as well. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I guess you would then want to go for having one in the middle as well. That would make the most sense, I think. And if you would really want to, you could even add... Oh, you can't add anyone in the middle anymore over there, because then there's no middle. So it's either these three, or you'd have... And then leave the middle open. Or like this. This could also work. I guess it kind of depends, like, how many supports do you want? I feel like this could be enough support. There we go. All the way to the top. Definitely looks nicely supported this way. Can't fill in that gap. I guess the only issue I have right here is that we have those gaps. I mean, I guess filling... Oh, don't fill those in. I guess filling these in at least looks a little bit better than having them completely open randomly. Alright. Then we have a nice little... Now it really looks like it's a landing bay for spaceships, to be honest. Okay, let's get rid of... Kind of like that plant, actually. I'm gonna keep that around for now. A little bit of green. Same with these. Yeah, I think those greens in the corner can easily stay because they're not really in the way. Just add a little bit of green to the platform. That's fine. Now, it kind of does feel like it makes sense to add railings around so you don't just walk off. There we go. Yeah, that feels like a nice little landing platform. Really wish the rock worked out a little bit more even to hide this, because these sticking out, definitely not my favorite. Guess what we could do? I guess we could do this. Just so that edge looks a little bit better. I mean, that might actually be a little better, yeah. Feels less random now. Okay, that's good. That's a very good start to this base. Yeah, and we have a whole right wing to go for this, so right now it feels like I've just built another A-frame, although being much more futuristic, much more modern, but we're definitely going to have a whole second right wing, which is going to be all the storage, all the crafting. This little one is going to be focused on the dinos, so cryopods, hatching eggs, stuff like that. Having the helicopter platform on the top. So yeah, I feel like we are definitely off to a very strong start here. This is definitely the kind of vibes I was going for. A big improvement of the little starter shack that I built here in the first day that I played ARK. But yeah, this is off to a great start. Of course, this whole wall we need to also do something about, but we'll figure it out as soon as we start building the right wing to it. This looks quite nice. Yeah, like what we've done so far. Do I need like a pillar down there? I don't think I do. You know, the thing is the tech pillars look kind of funky. They don't fit like the... They're almost too curved for the modern style that I'm going for. So I might even replace them, I guess, with metal pillars. But we've only used a few. I think these are all the pillars that we've used. Okay, let's add in the door here as well, actually. So definitely like the vibe of that. We might even add in a hatch frame there, so that saying that you're starting to hatch some eggs here, you have the option of walking them out before they grow too big. But in case of flyers, you could also just completely hatch them and then fly them out through the roof. Right? Because I think you have the big cellar door. I guess we could use that. How big is that? Well, that is quite the big boy. Okay, just for a show. This is how big that would be. So it's basically 5 by 5. So if I would want to add it here, it would be this big. I mean, that could definitely work. Definitely gives the very futuristic vibes to this little side laboratory, but I think what I would want to do is I would not want it to auto open. Thank you. Yeah, I really liked bringing that Japanese style base to life. A little bit tricky with the options available, but once I figured it out, it was really fun. I really like that style, and especially without being modded. You know, modded of course is way easier to get those. Yeah, I think I like this because now this force field also kind of functions as my helipad, because it's very clearly a distinct zone to land in now. And then if I need it, I can just make sure that it opens. And it will always close again. Yeah, I think that works, because realistically we're probably not going to use it that much, but it looks kind of nice as a designated landing zone. The question is... Wait, this thin tech pillars? What? I never knew. But why is there only a thin tech pillar and not a... Oh, this is interesting. But why is there no beam form of this? But that was not what I was trying to do. I was gonna try and see if it makes sense to have beams around this zone. Maybe it does. I don't know. It does add a little bit more texture to the roof, I guess. Alright, that's quite nice. Definitely for just winging it, which is what I usually do with my builds. I just start building and see what I end up with. But for this, I decided to do it live instead of just doing it all first before I do a showcase and then eventually a tutorial. Which probably the wiser. Yeah, I think this is definitely a good start. For sure. And I've got a clear plan of what we need the interior to be like. So let's do a quick overview of what we've got so far, because it's quite a big build. I really love this location. It's the starting zone, I know. But I like the looks of this with all the weird canyons and caves and cool cliffs. It's just a very cool area. I think this definitely looks like the start of a nice big modern tech villa. I'll definitely play around with painting some of the structure at some point to fake the idea of having some different textures, because now of course everything is tech. Almost everything is tech, which blends in a little bit. Which, yeah, kind of makes it harder. Yeah, the corners, no, I'm not gonna lie, the corners took me some time to trying some different ways to make them look as good as possible with what we have in ARK. But they're so important for the style that you kind of need that to have them and do them somewhat right before you can really go. Because as soon as you have that, it's the rest, like the building shape, like just making a house wasn't that hard, but the roof is the big one there. All right, so this is what we have so far. We've got the big A-frame in the middle, which is in the middle, even though right now it's the side because there's nothing on the right yet. But there will be a second wing to the right for all the crafting and storage. So we have the big A-frame in the middle of what the bottom is going to be the garage for all the dinos. The top part are going to be the living quarters. And then to the left, we've got basically the dino breeding facility. So this is it's going to be the garage. Here we'll have some tames. We'll have the feeding trough and stuff like that. This is going to be the dino breeding facility. So when we decorate this is going to have like ACs and a fridge for the eggs and whatever you need. The kibble, everything for taming and breeding. I think this is just going to be the dino bay, basically. And then we have the hatch frame on the roof as well if we want to. We'll need to make a way to go from the downstairs to the upstairs at some point as well. And then we have the roof of this part is basically a landing zone because I can easily land my Rhinionetha here, which always nice. And it goes straight into the living quarters. This will be the living quarters. Right now, obviously, we still have the other side to do. Yeah, we got some nice room here. Unfortunately, we do not have the custom cosmetics. Well, we have them, but they do not work right now. Otherwise, this would be completely see-through glass. Also, I just realized I didn't actually fill in the wall on this side. So maybe let's quickly do that. Just so that we have this actually completely done. But I think it's coming together quite nicely, like as well as I could have hoped for before getting started. It's always, it's always the question when you start building whether you actually end up with something you really like. Sometimes you have to have a couple of attempts. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, glad you enjoyed the Japanese builds as well. All right, yeah, okay. So this is going to be the living quarters, and then on the right side we're going to have another big wing, which is going to have all the storage you could ever need, all the crafting you could ever need, and well, that's basically it, I guess. There's a lot that encompasses that. There's industrial forge. It's going to be the replicator. It's going to be the vaults and the tech storage, everything. This is going to be the most modern base. And we also want to have the, what is it called? The other tech thingy, the teleporter, transmitter. Yeah, that's what we want as well. Maybe we'll add a force field for fun. I don't know. We'll definitely want to have a teleporter. We're going to make this the most advanced base. Just to end the island with. I feel like that makes sense. If I have some time, I will also try and do some underwater building. But yeah, I feel like that's a little bit more difficult just with the way these whole things work. Like they're quite blocky. So I guess what you would do, you would build something with them and then attach some details to it. And these would have to underwater moon pool. But yeah, that's a different build. I still want to try that, and if I have time enough before Scorched Earth drops, I'll definitely try and do that. But yeah, this has turned out quite nice indeed. So hopefully you enjoyed this stream. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out all the other cool ARK videos that are already on the channel. And then hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.